Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and today this video is all about how much money to spend on an engagement ring and also maybe a small engagement party. And by the way, as you guys may or may not know, your boy is officially engaged. I got engaged, for example, this week, and I was waiting for a long time to go ahead and make this video on how to save money on an engagement party. So as soon as I got engaged, my thought was, hey, I can't wait to go back home and make a video about how to go out there and save a ton of money when it comes to getting engaged. How much does your ring cost? How much did your ring cost? And by the way, before we get started here, I want you guys to comment down below. Let me know exactly how much money do you think I spent on my fiance's ring. No more girlfriend no more, now it's fiance. And on top of that, how much money do you think my ring costs? And by the way, this right here is very expensive, although it might not look like it. Or is it? I don't know, okay? Comment down below and let me know exactly how much money do you think I spent on the engagement ring for my fiance and also my engagement ring. Comment down below, let me know. And by the way, if you're curious here, I did the engagement party in Dominican Republic, and by the way, if you can't tell, I have a massive tan, okay? So this right here is my skin color now, okay? And this right here was my skin color before I left the Dominican Republic. So obviously, you can tell there is a massive difference right here. Basically got a massive tan by going over to the Dominican Republic. And by the way, I miss being this tan and all this fancy stuff, okay? But yeah, guys, let's get started here, okay? And if you guys are new here, I post videos every single day, so make sure to also subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified. And on top of that, also destroy the like button. That way, it helps a lot with these videos, and I really appreciate it, okay? Now, the very first thing is this, guys. Before I tell you exactly how much I spent on everything, the answer is I want to talk about the facts here. And the one thing I hate the most is basically rules and basically, hey Tommy, you gotta follow what the average person does and that's the only way to do it, okay? But the facts are these, guys, okay? First fact is, before the 1930s, there were no engagement rings or wedding rings or any of that stuff, okay? In reality, you got married, you like the person, great, you fall in love, blah, blah, but you're married, there is no ring. But a diamond company was smart enough to say, hey, why don't we say, for example, the engagement ring is the only way to prove your love, and if you don't do it, it means they don't love you. And then after nearly 100 years of marketing, that's why today it's more like a norm. In order to get married, you need to have an engagement ring, and it's the only way to basically do it. But again, it never really used to be like that. So it's not really like a always thing. It's more like, hey, a marketing thing. And by the way, okay, it's just like gifts for Christmas, flowers for Valentine's Day, buy everything on Black Friday, or for example, cereal for breakfast. That's all just marketing and marketing and marketing. Now, however, you could be the guy that says, hey, you know what? That's not real, so I'm not gonna do it. But in reality, it's just today a part of our culture, and that's why it's such a smart way to market. They did a great job, okay? But again, the whole point is that the whole engagement ring thing is just a marketing scheme. However, it's so ingrained in our culture to the point where it's more like a norm, and you kind of have to do it, okay? It's kind of like saying, hey, you know what? You don't get gifts for Christmas because guess what? Christmas is not real. You can't do that to kids, right? You kind of have to say, hey, here's your gift, Jimmy. But you don't want to be average and spend a ton of money and all this stuff. That's the core idea here. So let's talk about average for a second here, because that's one thing I don't like and I absolutely basically hate. Average basically, hey, Tommy, when you go out there and you buy a ring, you gotta spend between 1 to 3 months salary. I recommend highly 1 month salary max, no more than that. 3 months is an insane amount of money. And by the way, the size of the ring is not going to matter as much as you probably think. On top of that, the average person spends around, in New York, around $8,785 on a ring. And most of those people buy them on a payment plan, you know, a credit card, or they borrow the money or whatever it is. On top of that, the average wedding, including the ring, costs around $33,900 for a wedding, including the rings, okay? Guys, $33,900 on a 1 to 2 day event. To me, that is an insane amount of money, and there is no way me and my fiance are going to basically do that. We spoke about it already. It's insane. It's crazy. We're not doing it. On top of that, the honeymoon, don't forget about that. That's around an extra $5,000. So when you add everything up, that's around $40,000 on a wedding. And most people, again, the average person does not have any money saved up, so they will borrow the money. They are in debt, have student loan debt, have a car payment, and on top of that, guess what? The average person is also getting divorced 50% of the time. So it's kind of like, hey, a massive gamble. If it doesn't work out, you still have a bunch of debt to basically worry about. So overall, again, whether you buy a $50,000 ring or spend $100K on a wedding, that will not tell you, hey, we are going to have a happy marriage. That is not what it's going to do for you. Again, most of that stuff is just marketing. It is things we do in our culture, but the point is not to go out there and become very excessive and spend like the average person. Again, average is not always good. And being better than average does not always mean, hey, you got to go ahead and spend more money. No, sometimes mean, hey, you got to go ahead and spend a lot less money. And that, by the way, that's why a lot of you guys are going to be surprised about how much money I actually spent when it came to this entire engagement party, and also her ring, and also my ring. By the way, this ring right here, again, is very expensive. By the way, if you haven't commented yet, comment down below before I get to the point, okay? Because I want to make sure you guys make a guess on how much the rings actually cost, okay? Comment down, and also the party. Comment down below, let me know. Don't forget. And by the way, guys, okay, sometimes having like this massive ring, this massive wedding, this massive party, all this massive stuff is just compensating for something else that's actually not there. Maybe love or actual intrigue or whatever it is, okay? A lot of money does not mean a lot of great things, okay? So just keep that in mind. It's not about spend a lot of money. It's about make sure you guys are on the same page. And by the way, make sure you read books on marriage and also go to a counselor. This way, before you marry that person, remember, you're not just marrying a girl or a boy. You're marrying a future father, a future mother, a future son-in-law. You're marrying someone that has to be on the same page with you on money, on in-laws, on spiritual stuff, and on top of that also on where you're actually going in life, okay? So just make sure everything is on par, and then worry about, hey, what about the ring? How much should we spend there? What about the wedding? But if that person is not compatible in that way, then most likely it's not gonna work out. And that's why you have an average rate of 50% divorces, okay? So just make sure you have everything else figured out. Now, Tommy, how much money did you spend when it came to your engagement party and also your entire ring and all that stuff, okay? Guys, by the way, okay, as soon as I got engaged, I was like, you know what? I gotta make this video, and I'm so happy I'm making this video right now, okay? So the answer is, you guys know me. I'm not going to go ahead and spend a ton of money and all this stuff when I already know all the marketing and everything that goes into it. So in reality, if I followed the average rule, it would mean, hey, Tommy, 3-month salary, you make 30K per month, that's a 90K ring, okay, great, awesome. That's a massive rock with no intrinsic value, and basically when you try to sell it back, hopefully you never do that, of course, but you're not gonna actually, it's not an investment, okay? That's the whole point here. So the first thing is this, guys. I only spent 4.22% of my recommended budget of 3 months. Meaning, again, by the way, before you go crazy doing the math here, I only spent around $3,800 on her ring. So if you guessed incorrectly, you guessed more or less, I spent $3,800 on her ring. However, the ring value or retail value is around $6,858.67 in total. How do you know that, Tommy? The answer is because I have the receipt of the guy that bought it prior to me. And by the way, this guy that bought it was average, meaning he bought it from K Jewelry. He also put it on a payment plan, and his first payment was on March 7th, 2013. And by the way, it does not mean they got divorced. It might just mean, for example, hey, he basically upgraded the ring, or basically maybe his wife wanted a bigger ring, whatever it is. And I might do that eventually for my fiance now. But the answer is, you know, this guy bought this ring for nearly $7,000, and on top of that, put it on a payment plan. And again, that's not what I want to do. And by the way, after doing research on diamonds, on colors, on carats, all this stuff, I found out that basically, one of you guys told me that actually worked for K's Jeweler, I won't say who, told me, Tommy, be careful, you know, because if you buy it from us, that was my plan initially, we're basically making 2 to 3 times your money. That means between 200% to a 300% markup. To me, that sounded insane. So then I did research that, hey, you can go to a pawn shop or a jeweler and buy for half the price or a third of the price this week and save a ton of money, or just buy a diamond and put it in a setting. Okay, so that's why I went ahead and said, hey, let me go ahead and only spend $3,800 on this ring. And by the way, here's the people I actually bought the ring from. I'll put it right here. If you want to go over there, say Tommy sent you. And again, you know what? I'm not associated with them. They don't even know I'm doing this video. But if they do ask, say, hey, Tommy sent me, and Tommy's a YouTuber. He loved what you did for him, so that's what you get for good service, okay? I guess so. And by the way, it's 1-day shipping and everything is great, okay? But by the way, again, it's not an ad. They didn't pay me, but they did give me a great deal, and that's why I'm making it on this video. They have great prices over there, and that's why, again, I'm advertising this company right here. They did a phenomenal, whatever the hell is phenomenal. It's a phenomenal job, okay? This entire focus thing is out of proportion here, okay? And by the way, my fiance loves the ring. She understands all this stuff, but let's talk about also the whole engagement party. We went to the Dominican Republic. We did it at my mom's house. We had the whole designs thing. My whole family was there. Everything was great. We had food. We had a whole chef. So everything was done perfectly. Now tell me, how much money did this actually cost you? Well, the answer is the flowers, which were beautiful, done by a lady who had 15 to 20 years of experience, and also knew me, and I had no idea she knew me. The answer is only cost around $20 in Dominican Republic money. So $20 US, but in Dominican Republic money is around 1,000 pesos. On top of that, the ingredients for the food we actually cooked was only around like 60 bucks in the US, okay? And on top of it, the chef was only 40 bucks. So in total, I spent around $100, well, $120 on this entire like engagement party, and we had the most fun I probably ever had in my entire life there. But again, I did go to another country, and that did cost money. So in total, it might be close to around $1,200 for everything included. But the engagement party and the ring was only $3,800, and it's perfect, it's awesome, it's amazing. I loved it, she loved it, and it's an amazing ring. Okay, but I was not gonna spend $90,000 on a ring when we still have to buy, for example, do the wedding, get an apartment, eventually get a house, get financial freedom. All those things right there take priority over that. Once we have those things right there, if my fiance said, hey Tommy, can we upgrade this ring, I will upgrade that ring to a more fancy ring. And by the way, although diamonds are not investments, you know, they are investments in other ways. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You know, it makes her happy. That's important to me, that she's happy. It's not like materialistic things, but you know, having a nice ring that you can look at and it looks great, it's happy, okay? And it's also an investment in other ways. You guys know about that stuff, right? Yeah, basically, okay? But finally, guys, let's talk about exactly, Tommy, all right. You didn't spend that much money on the ring. You got it for half the price. The other guy had to pay for it, like on debt, all that stuff. But you pay cash rate, by the way. And the answer is, Tommy, all right, we got everything taken care of here. But how much did your ring cost you? The answer is, guys, okay, this ring is by far the most expensive thing out of this entire engagement party. And it cost a total of around, I'm just kidding, okay? Obviously, this ring only costs around $6.99 or $8.99, and of course my fiance hates it. Absolutely hates it. Does not like it. Why? Because basically it's made out of rubber. Tell me why rubber? Because basically I wanted to make sure, because I work on computers, guys, like I love computers and building computers, I want to make sure it does not conduct electricity. And on top of that, if I'm working, for example, on wood or with, for example, a fancy tool, I don't want to have my finger pulled off if anything goes wrong. Okay, that's the whole idea. So that's why I bought a rubber ring, and I actually like it a lot. I think it's silicone, really, silicone, rubber, who cares? But the answer is, it's a great ring. I love it, and that's all I actually need. So although, by the way, okay, crazy thing here, okay, I paid $3,800 for her ring, right? And my ring costs, for example, like $7, okay? So divided by 7, that means her ring is basically 542 times more expensive than mine is, okay? Maybe I should just got her a rubber ring, okay? But guys, no, I'm really happy with everything and how it went down. And by the way, I can't wait, guys, until I get married and that, like, have the whole wedding, the whole honeymoon, everything goes like that. And that way I can make a video about exactly how everything goes. The most important part for me is when I get to come back. Obviously, like the wedding, like that stuff is awesome, right? But I love when I come back and I tell you, hey guys, Here's how much money this cost me. Here's how you save money, all that stuff, okay? So overall, only spend 1 month's salary. 2, make sure you pay cash for it. Don't be borrowing money to buy a ring, all that stuff. Again, 3rd, the size of the ring does not matter, okay? It's fancy, it makes her happy, it's a nice diamond, but in reality, it's not an investment, so don't think of the diamond as an investment. It's not gonna go crazy up in value, anything crazy. And by the way, there are rumors actually that the supply of diamonds is actually artificially limited. That way the price does not go down like crazy. So also keep that in mind, okay? It's a diamond, there's no real value there, but there is value for what that means for the fiance and all that stuff, and the wife or the husband, whatever you actually want to do. And by the way, if I got a rubber ring, does not mean you need to get a rubber ring. It's up to you and what you want to do, but I'm very, very happy with this ring right here. And by the way, guys, when I do get married and have the whole wedding, the plan is maybe, if she likes it, we will plan the whole thing together, of course, is to basically get married in a villa, like a massive villa with like a boat there, all that stuff. Tommy, this is expensive. No, my uncle has connections in DR and can get us all of the stuff for nearly free. So that's going to be exciting, making a video about that. But there's no way I'm going to spend 40K or 50K on a whole wedding, all this stuff, when we don't even have a house yet and we're still working towards financial freedom, okay? So although I make 30K every single month, 95% of that goes towards investing. So then in the future, we can have that passive income coming in and not have to worry about anything. So that is the priority right now. But guys, comment down below, were you right? Were you wrong? Were you off? Were you very close to it? Comment down below. Let me know. And again, average is not always good. Popular is not always good. The most popular drink in America is Coca-Cola. Restaurants is McDonald's. Is that good? Is that healthy? No, not really, okay? That's what I'm saying here. Always go with your instincts, what's best for you after you do the math, all that stuff, and then make a decision. But don't just go based on, hey, average is 8,000. All right, here's the money. Average is debt. Okay, here's the debt. Here's a credit card. No, just take your time and go through the process and make sure everything turns out great. So this wedding does not turn into a payment plan. That's not what you want. By the way, almost forgot to mention here, make sure you get insurance for the entire ring. That way, if the worst thing ever happens, you still have insurance, can cover it, and everything's taken care of. But again, make sure you secure that ring because again, it's expensive and you don't want to lose it and not have insurance. I know it's money every single month, but again, it's worth it. And make sure you also get it maintained this way. Everything is taken care of, okay? Maintenance and insurance is going to be very, very important. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, the honeymoon will be like around 3K to 5K. It'll be like either in Bali, St. Lucia, or something like that. But again, I'm not going to spend a lot of money on that either, okay? So keep that in mind, and I'm excited about that video also. So stay tuned for that. And on top of that, guys, if you like this video right here, well, like this video on top of that. Also, subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified. And if you guys want to text me or talk to me one-on-one, join my Patreon, link down below, or send me a DM on Instagram at TommyBryson. And before I go, if you want to watch a whole video on how I invest my money and all that stuff, here's a video right here. And click my face right now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.